Corner again. It always brings me joy when you join me. We love to read, don't we? And I have kind of a funny book for you today. First of all, though, always have to ask if you remember the Bible verse that we always begin our Gigi's Joy Corner with. Remember, it's from Philippians 4:4. Say it with me because I know you remember it. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say, rejoice. You know it. And I'm just so thrilled that you know a new Bible verse that you can share with your friends, with your parents and grandparents, with anybody that you choose. You can not only share the verse, but you can show them how to rejoice in the Lord always. We like to spread the joy of the Lord, don't we? Well, I want to ask you a question. Now be honest. Do you always use your manners? Sometimes we forget, don't we? Even grown-ups forget sometimes. But we have to practice, and we have to practice, and we have to practice some more. Do you think Jesus likes for us to use our manners? I think so. As a matter of fact, before we read our cute little book, I want to read to you from my favorite book. You know what that is? That's the Bible. I want to read to you from Ephesians 4:32. Ephesians 4:32. It says, "And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you." The two words that I want you to remember from that verse today, boys and girls, is be kind. Be kind. You know, when we're kind to others, we're showing the joy and love of Jesus, aren't we? When we're kind to one another, we're using our manners. And today, our funny story that we're going to talk about is a little girl that forgot to use her manners. The name of the book is Say Please, Louise. Now, if your name is Louise, this book's probably not about you because you probably remember how to say please. But then I think about even Gigi forgets sometimes to say please. Do you? If so, let's just practice and try to get better. I hope that you will enjoy this book as much as I have enjoyed reading it. Say Please, Louise. And it's by a man named Phil Roxby Cox. That's the author. That means he wrote the book. Look at Louise. Even her little doggie is looking at her like, what's she gonna do next? Louise was kind of a cute girl, but she did forget to use her manners. Let's read and see what she did. This is the tale of little Louise, a naughty little girl who would never say please. What Louise wanted, she simply took. A piece of toast, a seat, a book. Say please, Louise, the others pleaded. A please and thank you is all that is needed. Her parents are telling her that all she needed to do was say please and she could have her piece of toast or a seat or a book. She didn't look like she was sharing, did she? She would never, ever wait her turn. Say please or thank you, she'd never learn. Her poor parents were left in despair, but little Louise simply did not care. I don't think she was being kind, do you? Look at her poor parents. They look like they're just so tired of trying to teach her to say please. Say please, Louise, the others pleaded. A please and thank you is all that is needed. I want some ice cream. Take me to the lake. Buy me a toy boat. Get me some cake. That wasn't very nice, was it? She certainly wasn't saying please there. She was demanding her way. That's not being kind. Say please, Louise, the others pleaded. A please and thank you is all that is needed. Louise would shout. She would command. She would order. She would demand. I know you don't act like that. Say please, Louise, the others pleaded. A please and thank you is all that is needed. But all was to change one Sunday at 2 when her parrot escaped and flew into the blue. I want a new pet. I don't care what you say. I want a new pet and I want one today. Oh, boys and girls, that makes me sad the way she's talking to her parents. Her parrot, her pet parrot, flew out the window, didn't it? Wonder what kind of pet she's going to get. But her parents kept saying, say please, Louise, the others pleaded. A please and a thank you is all that is needed. The following day at Wilson's pet store, Louise made an announcement as she burst through the door. I don't want a goldfish, snake, lizard, or bunny, or hamster, or guinea pig, or that frog that looks funny. I don't want the insect with 6 sticky feet, or the canary named Mary, or that blue parakeet. Those look like good pets to me, but that's not what she wanted. I don't want a dog, and I don't want a cat. She pointed up high. What I want is that. And do you know what her dad didn't do that day? He didn't mention manners. He simply said, okay. Wonder what it is. The bird studied Louise with an unblinking eye, grabbed her in his talons and screeched, time to fly! Then it flapped its huge wings and flew up, up, and away. And little Louise has not been seen to this day. But there are those who claim to have heard on the breeze a small, distant voice crying out, help me, please. Do you think that was little Louise yelling please finally? She learned the hard way, didn't she? Now, boys and girls, we know that this is just a make-believe fun story. I hope that there aren't people like that you know that act like Louise and don't say please, but we do forget sometimes, don't we? So I'm going to remind you today to use your manners. Say please. Say thank you. Be kind one to another. You know, Louise finally learned her lesson, and she learned it the hard way. Even though this is a make-believe story, a big bird could not have taken her away. Please be, and listen, Gigi just said please. Please be kind. Starting at home, obey your parents. Be nice if you have brothers and sisters. Be nice and helpful to them. When you are at school or at church or even at the grocery store, you can be nice by opening the door for someone or by picking up something that someone dropped. But make sure you stay with your parent and always, always be helpful to them, be nice to them, and of course, say please. That's the main thing I want you to do, is to remember your manners and to be kind one to another. You know, when we're kind, I think we're spreading joy. Because when we are kind That makes us feel more joyful too. And then we can share it with others. One more time, look over here at our Bible verse and let's say it before we go. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say, rejoice. Philippians 4:4. Alrighty, that's it for today. Remember to say please and thank you. Be kind to one another and spread the joy. And Gigi will see you next time.